I'll start off with the daily graphic as well. Ghana, France, deepen bond. Comes with a picture of President John Mahama as well as Emmanuel Macron. They are exchanging pleasantries, and the bits and pieces of the story on the front page of the graphic, and so you can catch for yourself a read just there. Then there is OSP to prosecute Ofori-Atta, 5 others over SML deal. Dr. Elombi takes over as Afri-Exim Bank's 4th president, pledges to deepen impact, strengthen partnerships. That's the front page of the daily graphic. On the back page, bring breast cancer treatment under NHIS. That's according to survivors. 3 Bono police officers interdicted for extortion. And that's impressive in terms of some good work being done on that front. 3 officers interdicted on that score. I'll just do the Ghanaian Times quickly. 1.3 million metric tons paddy rice locked up for lack of market. Quite worrying, because it's not a matter of not producing, but now a lack of market is seeing to it that the rice is locked up, and this could result in food shortages in the coming days if not properly stored and not properly, amongst many other things, released onto the market when the season of dryness hits us. Also, Irate youth attack in Swayam police station closed down as following a number of developments, key amongst them raising concerns. There is Navrongo SHS old student reaffirms support for alma mater. Or mater, as some like to say it. 19 honored at Ghana Governance Awards. Also on the front page of the Ghanaian Times newspaper. Government committed to aquaculture. That's according to the Vice President. At 2025 ADEA Conference, African leaders urged to build resilient education systems. And so, Ghanaian Times done. Let me do the custodian newspaper as well. Okoboy refutes Akando's claims on Lightwave e-health contract. Comes with a picture of the two. The former health minister, Dr. Bernard Okoboy, as against Kwabna Minta Akando, is the minister for health. Agric minister praises women in cocoa farming, agribusiness. Mahama rejects ITI request on ex gratia. Get details of that. We'll get details of that as well for you shortly, because it's a promise. It was a promise. I recall very well. I was on the. I was at the launch of his re-election bid in the voter regional capital of Ho, and so I know for a fact that it was one of the many things he promised the good people of the country in terms of the removal or the scrapping of ex gratia. Also, Ghanaians spend 4 billion cedis on tourism abroad in 2023. 4 business chambers host networking joint cocktail in Accra. Professor Suming urges building of gold reserves while prices remain high, and 3% tax on businesses will improve revenue, but lazy man's approach, as according to an economist speaking there. And then the Daily Post, Mahama and Macron hold extensive bilateral talks in Paris. NSA scandal, Osei Assibey granted 800 million cedis bail. I wonder if anybody can be able to meet that. 800 million cedis in landed property and the likes. Pleads not guilty to charges. OSP to prosecute former finance minister, 5 others over SML contract scandal. That as well on the front page. And the 4-year term is insufficient if we are truly to change the trajectory of our development. Shamima saying this. And as always, I like to show you the beautiful pictures behind the Daily Post, and that's of the president who's been visiting France, Paris to be specific, holding talks with Macron. Bilateral talks, we understand, being deepened amongst many other things. What do I call you? The late sixes, don't Uno? The late sixes, don't Uno?
I am giving you opportunity to correct yourself.
No, I'm not correcting myself. The late 60s don't. Not the later CDCs.
The late Mawena Egbeta. Good morning to you.
Good morning to you as well. I hope the night was kind to you, and you had a restful.
I hope so too.
Restful night. I'm asking the question, and you are telling me you are hoping to, which suggests that it wasn't, and so that answers my question.
I am also hoping so.
Let's do the daily guide. You have the daily guide.
Ghana's favorite newspaper. I was going to do it anyways, whether you did it or not. So I was watching you quietly as you were gleefully reading from. Did you just kill my mic?
No.
Okay.
No, I didn't.
Okay. Ghana's favorite newspaper. Daily Guide newspaper. NSA ghost name scandal. Osei Assibey slapped with 800 million Ghana cedi bill. Sunday.
800 million cedis. That's why I was asking the question. Has anybody been slapped with such an amount? Off the top of my head, I can't recall.
It's always a proportion of your...
The amount you are believed to have,
Yes, the amount in question. I'm trying to see how many sureties. Page 3.
Quite a number of sureties to be substantiated.
So that would also be reasonable. But the story we carried this morning says he's not been able to meet the conditions, right?
So yes, he spent the night in the custody of the BNI or the police, either one of them. So did Hanan and his wife as well. They couldn't meet bail.
Okay, so 6 sureties as captured by the Daily Guide's court correspondent Jibril Abdul Razak. It says that Justice Kizita Na Kowa Kwashi, the presiding judge, granted Osei Assibey bail of 800 million Ghana cedis with 6 sureties who are to present security with landed property equivalent to the bail sum. So 800 divided by 6 will be what?
800 divided by 800. But you, who is asking the question?
Your master. No, me, I'm a CRS and literature student.
Well, I was a literature student as well.
You see those students that when you say 1 + 1, they are happy. But if you say 1 + 1 - 1, the answer never comes. I'm one of them. Okay, so 6 sureties. Ofori-Atta, 5 others face OSP charges. Also on the front page of the Daily Guide newspaper, Mahama Macron talk maritime security. A beautiful handshake between the two leaders. And NDC supermajority MPs absent comes with a picture of the tough-talking Samuel Abu Jinapo, former energy, right?
Lands and natural resources. His brother is the energy minister.
The brother, yeah.
I can understand the confusion.
Soldier arrested for assaulting pharmacist customer. Charlie, I watched this video. I want to start with this story.
Soldier what?
Arrested for assaulting pharmacist.
Yeah, I mean, that was yesterday. We saw videos of his arrest as well.
Yes, the story is on page 6 of the Daily Guide newspaper. It says that, written by Prince Fifi York, it says, Warrant Officer Class 1 Williams Mensah of the Ghana Air Force, who was seen in a viral video assaulting 2 civilians, a pharmacist and a female soldier at the E-Pride chemist within the Bemakam community, has been arrested. He was arrested by officers of the Ghana Armed Forces Military Police and has since been handed over to the Cantonment Police for further investigation and possible prosecution. In the viral video, WO1 Mensah is seen entering the pharmacy with a white polythene bag containing the purchased drug he intended to return, demanding a refund of 65 Ghana cedis for the rejected medication. The pharmacist explained that drugs sold are non-refundable, which infuriated WO1. He pushed a customer who tried to intervene and slapped her 3 times when she attempted to film the assault. He also slapped the pharmacist 6 times at different locations in the store for refusing to refund the money. The pharmacist, after persuasion from another female, gave WO1 Mensah the money before he left the shop. A statement signed by Captain Veronica Ajo-Ahin, Acting Director General of PR, Ghana Armed Forces, confirmed that the officer in question was apprehended at dawn on Thursday, October 30, after the incident occurred on Wednesday, October 29. The subject is currently assisting with investigations into the incident. That's a quote. The statement said it further stated that the two victims have received medical attention and are also cooperating with investigations. The Ghana Armed Forces reiterated its commitment to upholding discipline, professionalism, stressing that, quote, it will not condone any acts of assault on civilians and will not shield any soldier engaged in such misconduct, end of quote. Okay, and then it goes on to talk about Pharmaceutical Society of Ghana also releasing a statement. And there's a quote there: such conduct not only violates the fundamental human rights and dignity of the victims, but also constitutes a grave affront to public trust and the sanctity of healthcare spaces. Charlie, if you get matter, everybody will release statement on you.
Yeah.
and speak English on you.
I mean, he's incurred the wrath of the entire country. Let's be honest. The fact that the videos are everywhere. Everybody's on TVs, on social media. It's pretty much everywhere. Doesn't do him any good. And I think of the many things we can learn from what happened is that anger can put you in a place where you possibly
anger does not cook indomie.
Can never return from. And I mean, I will not seek to be a preacher today or tomorrow or anything in trying to use somebody's predicament to try and be, but if we can take a deep breath when you're angry, because a moment of, how do I call it, a pause and reflection, deciding to take this calmly, because let's be honest, 65 cedis will not do anything to WO1. It will not change the trajectory of his life. It will not make him buy a bag of cement. There is absolutely
it's an embarrassment.
I'm making a point. It literally will do very little, very, very little for him. But because of that 65 cedis and anger that built up in him, whether from home, we do not know. He's gone pretty much. And everybody is looking forward to what sanctions, what punishment. Now he's been referred to the cantonment police, we understand, and all of that. But
yes,
it is something that is reflective in each of us. Yeah, somebody's will not be captured on video, but you were angry and for a split second you said something, you did something. I mean, it's a part of the human emotion, but if you can, pause and allow yourself to breathe, because it will save you a lot. As Sixus has described, the embarrassment this has brought not just him but his entire family as well.
And to the uniform. You see, this caught the fire it caught because he's a military officer, or a man in uniform.
He wasn't in uniform.
This probably wouldn't have even
he's a military officer. That much needs to be stated. That is not in
dispute. I'm just saying that all of the attention this is getting is because of the uniform. And I want to believe and pray that the Ghana Armed Forces knows that. If he wasn't a military man, I'm not sure that the kind of attention
it would get the attention that it will get.
See, people are becoming angry because we hear these stories very often. Policemen, military men abusing civilians. That because you are in uniform,
you can't fight back.
Because
if you fight back, you're fighting the entire institution.
Exactly. you can't fight back, especially those who come to you in uniform. The least thing you do, if you respond, the story will turn against you. So I am happy that the military is taking this seriously. I am also happy that the military is not handling this as military. Just watch the video. See, he even went to lift a ladder. Can you imagine? He was going to use it to hit the guy.
Anger management too. That's all I see.
65 Ghana.
That's all I see here. Because
65 Ghana.
A pause and a reflection. Really. I mean,
what
look at
could have made you so angry?
You know
what?
And that's why I'm saying it will not change the trajectory of his life. 65 cities will not let him buy a new car. It will not let him. It can't feed him for the entirety of the day.
I'm happy that this has been turned over to the police to be treated as a civilian matter. There will be no perceptions that the military is shielding its own. They will investigate this matter, give it the attention that it deserves, and the punishment that should come. In fact, must come. And that should serve as a lesson. You see, the other customer, I mean, you went in with a problem against the pharmacist. Even the man behind the counter there, he has nothing to do with the policy. He is just an employee. He's been given a set of rules to work with. You have a problem, I'm sure he's within the barracks there. You can go back later on, engage whoever the manager of the place is, and pour out your grievances. But the moment men and women in uniform begin to treat us this way, especially the military, Marina, there are all sorts of perception about military men and women. I mean, you see, even the jokes that we make, that, just bring one soldier, they'll all behave. See, those kinds of jokes that we crack, they are not pleasant.
Yeah.
It's not pleasant at all. And that is not the kind of perception that the military would want for itself. We are moving into an era that the military is trying to demystify itself. That, yes, you are made to fight, but you are not also there to intimidate the people that you are fighting to protect. And so in a lot of spaces now, there is this military-civilian integration that seeks to make the rest of the civilian population very friendly or accepting of the military. And things like this, it will not make the military make progress in such endeavors. So I'm happy with the work so far done on this. I am hoping that the police will also give this the needed attention.
Absolutely.
Let it not become one of the cold cases. They are there 100 years. We are not hearing anything from them.
I'm not sure this can fall in the category of cold case. It's the individuals.
Because of the individual involved.
Not the individual involved. The persons who suffered the assault are alive and well, unless they say they are not proceeding with taking up the matter.
In a criminal matter, you really don't.
No, I know that the states will be the one to.
It's become a matter of interest for the entirety of the population.
Yeah.
And so all of us, that is why you would hear the Republic, all of us, members, we the people, we are the ones saying we abhor such attitude. We don't want our trained men. Do you know that even for those who learn karate and those things, there are codes. You cannot use that to fight on the streets.
Yeah. Boxers have their arms classified as weapons.
Yes.
Like you
can't go to your community and start beating people because you can box. How much more a fully trained military man? I think so far so good. The action so far is good. Let us hear some results on this. This shouldn't be taking 5 months. It shouldn't be taking 3 months. Everything is hot. Let it happen. Let the investigation happen, and let whoever should be sanctioned be sanctioned.
Absolutely. Yesterday, we heard from the Office of the Special Prosecutor, says 6 individuals are to be charged, not arraigned, to be charged. That needs to be emphasized. And big thanks to Martin People as well, who I was watching him yesterday, and he just, like, it dawned on him that he was like, no, wait. The man says he's going to charge them, actually not arraign them. So he should come again, because charging somebody, you can charge the person anyway. But we want you to take them to court, and so that clarification ought to be provided. So now, on the face of it, just charging them is charging them by the OSP, but they've not been taken to court just as yet. And so, but that's the latest from him. He has also been speaking to concerns about dockets and all of that. Says pretty much semantics as well, really, and that enough is being done. They have everything that they have in relation to the matter involving Ken Ofori-Atta. Hence, they will proceed in that regard and make whatever it is necessary available to the Attorney General as well. That should please quite a number of people in terms of their expectation of his office and the work that he's supposed to be doing.
I like how he ended the press conference yesterday. And he spoke about his relationship with the Attorney General. AG. And then spoke about how the Attorney General taught him and maybe mentored him, and he became his foreman and all of that. Can I also say that the special prosecutor taught me criminal law at the faculty? Can I also say that, and also go on to say that I have a bit of the special prosecutor in me, but he doesn't have a bit of me in him. And laying that foundation to make the point that, respectfully, this is taking too long. It's taking too long. But you can go back into the archives and you see when we started the conversations around the special prosecutor. Indeed, let me go even before the former finance minister was roped into all of this.
Right.
You'd recall there was a GRA boss who called the special prosecutor a small boy. You recall that?
Yeah.
Just get into the thing. You get a tape to play. You can get a tape. It is because the special prosecutor had started investigations or started asking questions, let me put it that way, around some of the dealings at the time. And I think the same customs man who made that statement, a GRA man who made that statement at the time, is part of the list of 6 that's
Colonel, is it Colonel retired Kojo Damwa?
Damwa, yes. It would be good to play the tape back. So if we go all the way back to that period when the special prosecutor started the conversations around these malfeasance, and we started getting the hints that there was some interest in this, some attention on this, and some investigation would have started. All the way down to when the former finance minister was fingered in the matter. Conversations started about his role in all of these things. A whole full press conference was held, and the conversation started then.
Let me just pause you there on that.
Trying to indict.
This is Colonel Damwa. Let's hear from him from then.
And anybody who has read that report very well will know the basis of that. And luckily for me, God is always on my side. Before that report came, that person had made a statement to some people who had come to them. He was going to publish something that will discredit me, and he will do that. And I even sent people to go and tell him that he's a small boy. I'm older than him. I have lived a meaningful life. If he attempts to destroy me, it won't be easy for him. People have tried it. I have survived, and this one too, I'll survive.
So that was him making the comments 3 years ago. I'll be very honest, 3 years ago, and this had to do with some work being done at the port at the time involving him who was head of customs at the time, and some invoices and the likes involving La Bianca, which resulted in an entire review of the systems and others there at the port at the time. But he's been named in this as well.
Exactly.
And is expected to be charged. I'm wondering what his response will be this time round.
The special prosecutor is still a small boy. But I know that at the time this statement was made, a lot of us took the former GRA boss on. It wasn't a pleasant statement, a palatable statement to make to a public officer who is doing his job. He wasn't harassing you. He was merely doing his duty. Anyway, so the time all of these conversations started, we started to pay attention to the rot that was happening at the GRA and the possible involvement of top officials. Right up to this point where we are, Mawina, we should not still be talking about charging people in November, because the investigation started a long way. I agree that it's a long and painful process. In fact, I have made that statement here. I have defended the OSP on this matter on several occasions. I have. And if you go back and play the tapes, you hear the argument that I have made in defense of the OSP on this same matter. But let us not let it linger for too long. Because when we do that, then the confidence of the people begin to wane in the institution. And the people begin to wonder whether there's actually some action happening there, or all of this is just a charade.
Right.
We know the special prosecutor is a man of credibility. I mean, I can say that because I know him at a certain level. Like I said, he taught me. And so let us not allow public perception to water down the work that is being done. And I like how he started it. He said they are the ones who initiated this whole process. They are the ones who placed Ken Ofori-Atta on the wanted list. They are the ones who first wrote to the chief of staff asking that the extradition processes be initiated. So how can we suddenly turn around and start accusing them of stultifying the process? But that accusation is coming because people are beginning to wonder whether the office is actually seriously pursuing this matter. And we shouldn't allow that perception to fester. We should see some real action real quick.
And there's an aspect of the conversation that we'll have to have a conversation about, the timelines with which this investigation has been done. Because these conclusions which have been arrived at were conclusions, some say, and when I say some, I make reference to Martin Pebu and others who've been reacting to this, say that, look, these were conclusions drawn by Manasseh Azuri, Evans Aziamwen, Ajwa Dobia, Mensa, all of the Fourth Estate at the time who looked into these matters. And the argument is simple, that it took the OSP quite some time to arrive at these same conclusions, albeit with stronger evidence. And they asked the question as well.
When you say stronger evidence, what do you mean? Are we trying to say that the earlier press conferences that were conducted were based on hunches?
He confirmed it yesterday that they had evidence, but they were awaiting confirmation, and they've been able to go through all the files and the
they
likes.
have now
Perhaps
solidified.
I'll revise the use of stronger evidence, but they have a solid, if we can call it that, a solid case now with which they can proceed, because he says that they can do this only once, and so it must be done well.
Yes.
You can do it just once.
Yes.
And so
you
it
cannot
must be
try somebody twice on the same set of facts.
double jeopardy and all of that.
Yes.
And so, yes, we know that. So he says that they have confirmations of all of these matters. But people will ask the question, 2 to 3 years is when we've seen all of this play out. That, as much as we respect the request for time to investigate financial crimes, you and I both seated around this table will agree that 2 to 3 years to have arrived at these took quite a while.
It took a while. That's why I'm making the argument that, look, once things begin to drag on, to delay, then people begin to form their own impressions and opinion about what is happening behind the scenes. It is not actually what is happening, but the perception will be formed, political commentary will be run, and by the time you realize, a chunk of the population is beginning to believe whatever narrative is out there. So, yes, we all agree. You can't try Ken Ofori-Atta and the 5 others or 6 others on the same set of facts and charges twice. We have to get it right the first time. So, let us also be measured in the expectations that we give the people. We've had this discussion again about the office of the Attorney General, that once you hold a press conference, and you know we in the media, we will carry this thing, we will discuss it gleefully, we will get all the legal luminaries to discuss it, varied opinion. Some would come and tell you they know better than the officers who are conducting the cases. Some would tell you that I could do this better, I would do this, this is just a matter of... We will have all those characters, commentaries and commentators on the matter. So how do we give the information whilst managing the expectations of the people? I have said the same thing here about the office of the Attorney General
of Justice.
That, look, the cases that we speak to in the media space, the moment you announce a press conference, people are already running wild. And mind you, people are expecting a lot of the former government appointees to be jailed. We all know this. So if you come and pick Ken Ofori-Atta, former finance minister, big fish, you in the media, all your headlines will be about this person.
Right.
The press conference will be held. You generate 10 headlines, and all the 10 headlines will trend. And after that, 5 months down the line, 6 months down the line, nothing is happening. Then you hold another press conference and say, oh, we have solidified the evidence. We are ready. We will charge. This is what is happening. Then we'll generate another 10 headlines. They will trend. All of these headlines are giving people a certain impression. Oh, this one there is a jail candidate. Oh, this one there, oh, no, nothing can save him. So the first time you gave the press conference, if you didn't have enough to be able to even hold the press conference, don't hold the press conference. Or even if you hold the press conference, manage the information. So it's a balancing act that must be done. We need to know. The public needs to know. If the OSP is not briefing us, we will call them. We will call them. The director in charge of communications, Sammy Dako, is a media man. He is a friend to most of us. So if we are not hearing anything, if within 1 month we don't hear anything, we will call him and ask him, Charlie, how far? Anything brewing? What is happening with this matter? So yes, that urge to know is there. It doesn't mean that we go on, feeding the expectation. This is taking on too long. It's dragged on too long.
Right then. Thank you very much for joining Sixes. We'll go for a quick break. When we return, Community Voices next on your radio. But there's a world-class university